Yo, what's up guys? This is just a quick video on my recommendation of how you should build the Sobek when you use it with Saryn. I've been playing this game for about 9 or 10 years, since before Void Relics basically, and I've seen a lot of misinformation about this gun. I've seen a lot of builds that don't make sense, they commit too much into things that don't matter. I just want to explain to you how Toxic Lash works, how it works with the Sobek, and why I built what I built, and help you come up with your own build, or you could even use mine. I'm not saying I'm the best with this. I'm not saying I'm the best at this game. I'm not the best with Saryn, the Sobek, any of this. I'm just giving my recommendation because I've seen a lot of what I consider misinformation. This is my Sobek build. I'm going to show all my builds today, but this is my Sobek one. You're probably going to say, bro, this build sucks. Here's why I'm building what I'm building. So, a lot of your damage with acid shells is coming from Toxic Lash. The way that Toxic Lash works is it takes your damage mods, your faction damage mods, and your toxin damage mods, and applies it to the Toxic Lash to make the damage better. Even if the toxin is combining with an element, like let's say heat, that toxin damage is still applying to Toxic Lash. It's crazy, yeah, it's insane. So, all you want to build on your weapon, think of the Sobek as a stat stick for Toxic Lash to just be better, and Acid Shells is the propagator. It's spreading it everywhere, you know, it's insane, right? So all you want is Toxin, damage, and Bane mods. Okay? So my build is Contagious Spread for 90% Toxin, Blaze for the damage, Vicious Spread for the damage, Prime Point Blank for the damage, Cleanse Corrupted for damage against Corrupted, because Corrupted are very common, right? You'll find them on Lua, in the Void, Fissures, stuff like this. It's good to build against them, you'll see them a lot. And then I have Prime Cleanse Grenier instead of like something like a Prime Cleanse Corrupted, or Corpus I mean, sorry. Corpus get wrecked by Toxin anyway, so I felt like I would rather go for the Cleanse Grenier, right? Then we get to the controversial part. This is like, bro, the Riven. You definitely want a Riven on your Sobek if you enjoy using it. It's definitely worth it as a 5 disposition. My recommendation for a Riven is not crit chance, crit damage, multi-shot. It's none of that. You might be saying, bro, what? My recommendation is Bane mods and damage, because those are two of the things that affect Toxic Lash. So in my opinion, because you can't roll Prime Cleanse Corrupt, or you can't roll damage to Corrupted, I mean, my bad, on a Riven. So I think you would want, in my opinion, damage to Grenier, damage and a negative, or damage to Grenier, damage, and damage to Corpus. The damage to Corpus could be damage to Infested, but they both kind of get wrecked by Toxin. It's just an extra layer. The first one, damage to Grenier and damage, is nice because you get more damage, and you get more damage to Grenier because there's only 2 positives. The other build with the addition of damage to Corrupted is nice, or damage to Corpus, I'm sorry again. Damage to Corpus, damage to Grenier, and damage is nice because you're doing more damage to more types of enemies. But it's up to you. The damage, if it's Toxin like mine, is okay, but you would rather have damage because it's just going to do more, right? So that's why I built this. I built Primary Dexterity because I'm meleeing a lot, and it's easier to keep up for me than Primary Merciless is. This is a big chunk of damage as well. My Saryn build. There's a few ways that you can do your shards. So I did 2 Emerald Shards to get my Corrosion status to stack to 14 so they full strip armor. I did a Tauforge Crimson for strength, a regular Crimson for strength, and a Tauforge Crimson for strength. Another thing you can do is you can do 2 more Emerald Shards and put them to make your Toxin DOTs do more damage, which would make your Toxic Lash do more, so they would explode faster, and the explosion would basically do more damage. You can either do it like that, or you can do what I have. It's kind of up to you. You're doing extra damage with extra ability strength because your buffs are going to be better. But the other one is making your just toxin procs do more. So it's kind of up to you. I just like the ability strength. So my mods. I have stretch on here because I want a little bit of range to make my spread radius better and to make it, if I want to apply my buffs to teammates, to make that easier to do. I have Blind Rage Transient, Umbral Vitality to pair with Umbral Intensify for a crap ton of strength, because your strength is making your Roar better, your Toxic Lash better, and your Venom Dose Augment better, which you're using. And then I have Adaptation to make the amount of health I have even harder to get through with the use of Damage Resistance. I have more Augmented for 60% ability strength on max stacks. I have Arcane Blessing to get over 2,000 health. I have Growing Power for 25% more ability strength. When this is active, this is fully stacked. I have my Xeneric Hardened Wellspring down, and when I'm using Foamification on my Grimoire, I have over 470% power strength. Foamification gives me an extra 60% ability strength for 20 seconds, as long as I hit an enemy 15 times with the projectile, the ball that it shoots. This makes my Roar, my Toxic Lash, and my Venom Dose insanely powerful. I can have over a 150 Roar, over a 150 Toxic Lash, which is doubled for melees, and over a 500% Venom Dose corrosive damage boost. Then my Dual Ichor build is like so. This weapon's amazing with Saryn. Healing Return makes it really hard to die. And I'm using this to proc my primary dexterity. So let me show you how this build works. And let me show you why you don't want multi-shot, why you don't want crit chance, why you don't want crit damage, and any of that. Don't get me wrong, crit chance, crit damage, and multi-shot would make the weapon, the bullets, better. It wouldn't make the explosion better though, and that's what we're here for. Because if I want to make the bullets better, I'd rather use a better single target weapon or a better AoE weapon, right? You also, I forgot to mention this, don't need viral on the weapon because we have companions, right? I can get viral with my companion, so I don't need to waste a mod getting cold to get viral. That's not buffing my Toxic Lash or my Acid Shells at all, right? I can just get viral from my companion. So I'm going to put down my Xeneric. I'm going to get my Foamification. Then I'm going to Roar. This. Put Spores on him. Right? This is why you don't need multi-shot, crit chance, crit damage. People say... people will build their Sobek with mods to make it easier to kill the first enemy. But those mods, to make it easier to kill the first enemy, don't make the explosion better. Why would I need to make the first enemy die faster when I can just one-shot them when they don't have armor? Or even when they still have armor, right? And this is without primary dexterity stacks. So let me get primary dexterity stacks. I'm getting a little bit more power strength as I have more augmented stacks as well. Okay, so now I have primary dexterity at times 6. You can see why you don't need multi-shot, crit chance, crit damage, fire rate. You can see why you don't need this, right? I'm one-shotting them. I won't even put spores on them. Right? I'm not trying to clown people. I'm not trying to say my build's the best. This is just why I built what I build. And why I think you should start to adopt this kind of build as well. I've seen a lot of people spreading misinformation about how they build their Sobek, and it just doesn't make sense why they do what they do, right? Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy and hope you learned something from this, and peace out.